You're sick. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. All right. Thank you. I know I came down and begged for that, but that got a little too bullshitty. You know, wild day today. I was driving over here tonight. My car's forced off the road by aliens. I was extracted from the vehicle and forced onto the mothership, where I was subjected to an extensive battery of physical testing, many of the tests culminating in painful anal probes. And as I lay there on the workbench and begged for my life, the lead alien tried to assuage my fears by reassuring me that many, if not in fact all, the tests would probably be covered one day under the new proposed Clinton health care package. And you know, I love those UFO stories. Only man is a narcissistic enough species to think that a highly evolved alien life force would travel across billions and billions of light years. A group of aliens so intelligent, so insouciant, so utterly above it all that they feel no need whatsoever to equip their spacecraft with windows so that they can gaze out upon all that celestial beauty. But then immediately upon landing, their first impulse is to get into some hick's ass with a flashlight. There. Okay. All right, we've touched on Xantar. Get the proctoscope. Let's force a rim job on Boss Hogg. You know, if they're so brilliant, why do they want to get in our ass, huh? There's stupid people down here who don't want to get near an ass. And remember, for all the kids out there tonight, when you run an anal probe on somebody nowadays, you're just not running an anal probe on that person. You're running an anal probe on everybody they've run an anal probe on over the last 10 years. So, you know, you gotta watch it. Let's see who fed it and who ate it this week. Love this story. To combat illegal immigration, California Governor Pete Wilson has proposed that every California citizen be required to obtain and carry with them an official citizenship card. Man, times have really changed. I can remember a time in California when asking somebody if they had any papers had a whole different meaning than that. Yeah. For the first time in history, President Clinton announced that the deficit has been reduced for the third year in a row. Went from $290 billion to $250 to, I think right now it's around $210. Now, I know that news should have us dancing in the streets, but the fact is most Americans are thinking, why are we paying this fucking money back in the first place? Nobody pays us back. Why do we build up this giant military complex if it wasn't to keep from having to pay back money to punks? You want it? Come on. You want it? You want a piece of me? No fence around me. Feeling froggy? Leap, baby. You know, interview with USA Today, I saw Vanna White said, since her son was born, she wants to work less. Vanna, you turn fucking towels for a living. If you worked any less, you'd be the triangle player in KC and the Sunshine Band. All right? Come on, wake up. O.J. Simpson will undergo disciplinary action for sneaking a yellow magic marker into prison. Officials say that the markers are used to write graffiti, or I guess in O.J.'s case, to highlight his favorite pre-existing graffiti. And just a reminder, daylight savings times this weekend, so you get an extra hour of sleep, and O.J. gets to spend an extra hour in jail. Lights on. Lights back on. See you in an hour. The screw is fucking with me! O.J. Simpson defense lawyer Robert Shapiro's awkward attempts at currying favor with Judge Lance Ito were rebuked by the judge this week, who said, Mr. Shapiro, it is not necessary to preface every statement with Confucius stay. Okay, maybe that joke wasn't quite politically correct, but I've had it up to here with this PC shit. Why we laugh at ourselves? Why, when a comedian does a joke on anything even vaguely controversial, do certain people moan like somebody let one rip during an audience with the Pope? I mean, come on. Who actually moans at a joke? Who is responsible for that? Well, quite frankly, I'm pinning it on the gays, okay? Now, I know there's some reflexively irate homosexual in the crowd thinking, how dare you, Miss Thing? And what I'm saying to you is this. I think so little of the variations in human sexuality that I refuse to treat you like a Fabergé egg. You are part of the human collective. Come, join in our reindeer games. You too can be poked fun at. And you know something? That goes for the whole spectrum of special interest groups out there wandering the freakazoid Serengeti plain, all right? I don't want to get off on a rant here, but trying to negotiate the narrow straits of what's acceptably funny nowadays is like trying to navigate through the Sargasso Sea of plastic toadstools in the middle of a bumper pool table. I understand where political correctness comes from. A scant 40 years ago, we were doing Amos and Andy jokes on the airwaves, for Christ's sakes. We were barbaric louts. But now suddenly we find ourselves in a classic overcorrection, where we're all supposed to zip through life like some huge societal squadron of blue angels flying 6 inches off each other's taste wing, never ever deviating even 1 angstrom. Well, folks, there are a lot of different aircraft careening through the social stratosphere, and we better start working out some respectively independent glide paths right now, or it's going to start getting real messy. Why don't we start by letting humor serve as our guide? You know, laughter is one of the great beacons in life because we don't diffract it by gunning it through our intellectual prism. What makes us laugh is a mystery, an involuntary response. If I could explain to you why Jerry Lewis makes me laugh when he's trying to be serious, and why he makes me straight-faced when he's trying to get me to laugh, I'd have the answer. But I don't. But damn it, I'm telling you, the key lies somewhere in Lewis. Jerry is the Stargate on this. And I'm pretty sure the comedic Rosetta Stone lies somewhere in his catching the cigarette in the mouth bit. And I think Charlie Callis will back me up on that. The point is, people who are threatened by jokes are the same people who tend to refer to actors on soap operas by their character's name. Listen, there's the real world, and then there's the joke world, okay? The joke world can get tough. Wear a cup. You know, when I watch Dana Carvey tee up his impression of me and how I run my hand through my hair, it momentarily irks me, but only for a second, because I realize it's a joke, and I don't want to waste one more moment being angry when I can get back to my true avocation, which is completely idolizing myself. You know, you know something, folks? It wouldn't hurt if everybody held their cards a little closer to their vest. Don't let them know they've rattled you if it hits close to home. You should be able to take a joke right in the solar plexus. Get up. Get that two-cycle weed whacker engine of a brain humming and give as good as you got. And if you get bested, go home, sharpen your verbal machete, and get right back and get ready for the next thicket. Don't call Gloria Allred. Don't go to court. Don't steal a machine gun and shoot everybody at the party who made fun of your Jiffy Pop rag hat. Relax. Relax. The truth is, the human sense of humor tends to be barbaric, and it's been that way all along. I'm sure on the eve of the Nativity, when the tall Magi smacked his forehead on the crossbeam while entering the stable, Joseph took a second away from pondering who impregnated his wife and laughed his little carpenter ass up. You know, a sense of humor is exactly that, a sense, not a fact, not etched in stone, not an empirical math equation, but just with the word intones, a sense of what you find funny. And obviously, everybody has a different sense of what's funny. If you need confirmation on that, I would remind you that Saved by the Bell recently celebrated the taping of their 100th episode. Oh well, one man's Moliere is another man's Screech. And you know something? That's the way it should be. But there are those who feel the need to enlist you in a cult whose core doctrine consists solely of their personal beliefs. Well, I subscribe to the theory of the cult of one, the cult of the individual. That way, if I lemming off the cliff, I'm only following my own nose and not the ass of another lemming. That's what America's all about. A great nation that guarantees you the right to lead whatever sort of whacked-out, jag-off existence you want to lead, and guarantees me the right to ridicule it mercilessly. Come on. Am I the only one who absolutely delights in the fact that somewhere out there near the Pillars of Hercules there's a crazy old bitch like Marge Schott? You know something? There is nothing wrong with a culture where everybody has a different idea of what's humorous. The last time I can remember an entire nation being on the same page, it was Germany in the late 30s, and it didn't really turn out that funny. Remember, in its time and place, what Hitler said was considered politically correct. And it's that blind adherence to what is situationally palatable that is truly dangerous. We should question it all, poke fun at it all, piss off on it all, rail against it all, and most importantly, for Christ's sake, laugh at it all. Because the only thing separating Holy Writ from complete bullshit is your perspective. It's your only weapon. Keep the safety off. Don't take yourself too seriously. And remember that at the end of the day, this is just an ant farm with beepers. And and most importantly, it takes zero politically correct assholes to screw in a light bulb because they are perpetually in the fucking dark. Of course, that's just my opinion. I could be wrong. You know, I blew a pipe there. I got a little Vegas throat. I want to know what you think, America. Give me a call at 1-800-LACTOSE. Yeah, like a caller's going to get a word in edgewise tonight. You know, you're here on a historic evening, my first live guest ever, and Jesus, I mean live. Ladies and gentlemen, Robin Williams. Robin!
Hello, Zapper.
Good to see you. Woo! There you go. Yeah. Thank you.
It's the Dennis Miller three-step program. Work your way up. And 1 and 2. And 1 and 2. And now a Freudian reference. God damn, oh, look over here, goddamn. This is the cheapest goddamn airline in the whole world. Fucking in-flight movies on the tail. Lord! So, Mr. Lincoln, how did you like the play? Look at that. I give it a thumbs up. Oh. There we go. More cheese, Mr. Godzilla? God damn, you're kicking already. I hate to tell you this, while you made those remarks about the gay men, your house has been broken into and redecorated. Come on. She's a nice.
Now you see?
Oh, it's a vibrator, too. Hey, look at that. I didn't know Fisher-Price has cigarettes. You get in there at night, the crib, little kids like...
They're filters. Hi, Dad.
Now you see why you're perpetually successful as a comedian is because I don't mind rock climbing, but you'll unclip from the piton and start traversing, you know?
Basically, it's just like nude hang gliding over the Grand Canyon. Don't be afraid. After that monologue, I just wanted to come out here and go, babe, wild.
Yeah.
The fact you had the whole Christian thing, Freud on Prozac, oh no, Oedipus Schmedipus, she's my mom. It was what with the thing with Christ. We never meant to kill him, we just wanted to scare him. It was the Romans, the guy with the toga. What are you looking at? I'm Caesar. Come over here.
Go play. Go
No,
play.
I can't look.
Just be home before the streetlights come on. Go.
I don't know. Hello, my name is Oliver North, and I'm so far in denial, I'm actually in the Suez. This is a frightening concept.
Come on back here,
Come on.
McCarthy.
Ooh, easy, yes, master. Damn it, Dennis.
Whoa.
It's so good that you actually buy stuff for mental patients.
No. Yeah. Then the sperm begin their circuitous trek up the vaginal canal.
And they hit the diaphragm and do a double back with reverse.
Beautiful.
Meanwhile, the ovum is going, I'm waiting. Give me the old standing ovulation.
Bravo.
So, Dino, this is a politically correct evening, isn't it?
No, let me ask you. You've been the preeminent stand-up of this generation, and have you noticed?
Woo! I don't know. That's the closest thing to psychic head I'll ever get. He almost came out of there like Alien, like, whoa! No! Little guy got excited. I saw you looking like Manson going, okay, Charles, why?
Better play now because eventually you get old and it becomes Mr. Unhappy.
Oh, you're right. And he's sitting there going, I did nothing. Come on, I could have been somebody. Hey, I do all the work, but I get the watch.
You know you're masturbating too much when hand rotation becomes an issue.
And the other one, well, look at me. It's fun. I'm like the poster child for
Jesus
onanism.
Christ. I think D.B. Cooper went down in there.
Hold on, there's an obscure reference. Dennis, obscure reference number 4. D.B. Cooper, Quest for Fire opera gloves.
No. I thought Quest for Fire was the definitive Ray Don Cheech film. Okay, now I have to ask you, what have you noticed any changes in
See,
the?
people left over from Arsenio.
I feel like a jagoff here asking questions, huh? I don't need to ask these. What do you want to talk about?
Well, basically what you wanted to talk about. After the monologue, it's basically just free form right now.
Yeah,
It's,
sure.
I mean, you asked about,
How's your kids? Screw that topic. How's your kids? Let's talk about your.
they're good, goddammit, and I think that, well, we can try and relate them to politically correct. I don't know how, basically.
Is it going to be weirder when they're adults? It seems to be getting so constrictive. What's it going to be like? Anything fair game when they're in their 20s?
Well, yeah, oh, God. I'll be fair game. Oh, you're not funny, old man! You can't even do a dick joke anymore. You don't have it! We took it away. We put it in a jar. There it is. Look at it with the snow. I mean, don't you think that the reason this country gets so uptight is we're descended from pilgrims, people who were so uptight the English kicked them out. And I think they came here, they landed, oh, God, hi. Hi, we'd like to bring you some gifts, Christianity and syphilis. But, for my kids, you try and, that's why I do certain movies, like I did a movie like Aladdin, because I wanted something for them. And nothing from Disney.
Yeah,
I don't know. You talk tonight, you talk about Jerry Lewis. What is this? Disney, they built a Disneyland in Paris, almost in Paris, outside of Paris. They have a Minnie Mouse, but why can't they have a French Minnie Mouse with leg hair? Basically going, Mickey, you are nothing. You have no genitals and 3 fingers. What can you do for me? I don't need you. Why don't you open an existential land? You will sit there. What will the ride do? Nothing. A lot like life. I don't believe myself. What am I saying here?
Hey, but you got to admit, now Disney came through this week with
They did.
You never see apologies in this town. NBC's still trying to tell you that they made the right call on Letterman. You know, nobody will ever admit they're wrong. So I thought that was pretty nice.
It was a very nice thing to do, and it was like, oh. And I think now I found out today that Goofy has actually left and forming his own company.
You know,
Gosh, I've got to look for a frontal lobe.
I never trusted Goofy because he was a dog. And
looked
yet
like he
his
was
best pet was another dog, and I found that borderline cannibalistic.
It also looks like he's probably, might have been in the cast of Deliverance, but they cut him. I want you to squeal like a ferret. I feel free with you, Dennis. I think this chair should just go back and I'll talk about my mom. Yeah, she was a Christian Dior scientist. She only wore certain types of makeup. And
You know what I love about therapy is you can go in and tell the guy like the most whacked out fucking thought a human being's ever thought in their life, something that blew into your head and it frightens you that it's in there.
Right.
And you go in and you lay it out and you look up at him, he goes, yeah, my 845 has that too.
Or you get to those, you have a breakthrough, you're going, so my father. Well, that's all for today. I think it stems from the fact, you know, if you're a Freudian psychologist, you have to, here's one piece of information people forget. Freud did enough cocaine to kill a small horse. And while he was on cocaine, he came up with a theory of penis envy, which is, you know, most women are going, right. But basically, you realize, you know, that when you're on cocaine, you think everybody wants your penis, but you can't find it. So I think that this whole Freudian thing has been misunderstood over the period of years, you know. I can't imagine if Freud was on cocaine listening to a patient going, no, seriously, keep going, I'm fine. Say whatever you want, I'm fine. Hold up, would you mind just a moment? Oh, wow! So, what about your mom? Well, I think therapy, you know, basically, therapy, for me, I do feel like I'm going to get some sort of breakthrough tonight with you. I mean, I did therapy, still do. Yeah. Talk to someone and...
Me too.
You too?
Oh, years. I was in the same room as you on the other side of the couch.
That was you? Yeah. I wonder why I kept going, babe. We're doing each other, man. We're transferring personalities!
You can do that with your back. I gotta do this big screen.
Was it time?
Can you wait here and I'll be back
wait here.
after
Go
the
have
show?
fun.
Okay.
Girlfriend, go knock yourself out.
Yeah. Well, I gotta
It's
like...
live TV.
Okay,
have
we
fun.
gotta wrap up. What have we learned from tonight's little presentation? Robin's fucking out there. Well, Orson. What have we learned from tonight? We've learned the following. That, go ahead, you can move that up. Jeez. We've learned that funny isn't always nice. Funny can be cruel, mean, vicious. It can lacerate the soul, kill the spirit, instill doubts, fears, and phobia. Even a casual caustic remark can slice deep into the gray matter and leave lasting resentments. It can make a small boy spend long, sleepless nights crying in helpless rage. You're killing this. Ah, fuck it. Who wants pie? Here's yours. Oh. I'll be right back.
Okay. I'll wait for you.
Bravo. I gotta do this. All right. I gotta go. You know. All right. Now each of you pick a card. Don't let me see them. Paula Jones announced this week that she will pursue sexual harassment claims against President Clinton. Jones claims that Clinton sought oral sex from her back in Arkansas, while Clinton claims that Jones merely misinterpreted his remark about meeting a head of state. President Clinton responded angrily to hecklers this week in San Francisco, shouting, "Do you want to give this speech? Huh? You want to try to lead this nation of soundbite morons, do you? Fine. Go ahead, and don't call me when they dig up your credit card receipts for masturbation medicine, herpeside, and KY jelly. You are a fat, stupid, greasy, bald, ignorant..." The guy's a big contributor, Mr. President. Let me finish. All right. Here we go. Must eliminate Gingrich. Must eliminate. Here we see Michael Huffington last week receiving some last-minute coaching from his wife Ariana before a debate on the Larry King Show. Also this week, Huffington admitted that he and his wife had employed illegal aliens as domestic help for the last 5 years. In his defense, Huffington told reporters he didn't think he had to pay taxes on his domestic help as he considered them his pets. Well, angels, your assignment this week will be taking you to the Mideast. In a bit of a stunner, Yasser Arafat won this year's Nobel Peace Prize. Wow, the IRA gets fucked again. You know, King Hussein of Jordan, Israeli Prime Minister Yitzhak Rabin signed a peace accord this week. Here we see the two men celebrating their pact not to kill one another by lighting each other's cigarettes. No doubt camels. You know, and In the Persian Gulf this week, U.S. Armed Forces continued to stare down Saddam Hussein's elite Republican Guard. Let's see, I'll have a Vulcan nutrition disc, a Sorian brandy, and a hunk of Roddenberry shortcake. Welcome to Haiti. Do you want the regular or the Supreme guys to push you their van around? You know, over in Haiti, this doesn't even get you in the carpool lane. This is the Republican Party's idea of a mobile home. And Half Moon Bay, California is considering a proposition that would ban homework from public schools. Then they will consider another proposition to change the name of their town to Half-Ass Bay. Pittsburgh rectal knot. Roderick J. Lindblom dons his protective headgear as he prepares for an exploratory voyage up the alimentary canal of Jim Evans, who fell ill at the Kiwanis Club Chili Fest in Modesto, California. Carry on, stout yeoman of poo-poo surgery, and may your journey be free from roughage. Wait a second. Oh, fuck! Yeah. Britain's Queen Elizabeth attended a wedding this week with a religious dashboard figure from her car. Capitalizing on the current wave of publicity, Judge Lance Ito has opened a new restaurant in Beverly Hills called Ito at Ito's. Geronimo! Well, that's the last time my boss asked me for a urine sample. Hump your leg, $2.50. Timmy, when I said tip the caddy, I meant the guy who carried your clubs. Give him a couple bucks. Okay, I'm late because I was on the bridge and I got stuck behind. Oh, fuck it, just fire me. The Rolling Stones Voodoo Lounge Tour rolled into LA last week. Look at me! I'm in Pampers! Yeah. Mighty moron, white Power Rangers. Figures, it's the fucking water bill. Guess what, folks? That's the show. Good night.